Welcome to the edge of the world, that chaotic, ever-shifting boundary between land and sea. This is the intertidal zone, a brutal landscape where life must constantly adapt or perish. And thriving in this chaos is one of nature's greatest oddities, the mudskipper. It's a fish that seems to have forgotten it's a fish, spending more time on land than many frogs and salamanders. Its very existence is a masterclass in survival, a story of evolution taking a bizarre and brilliant turn. Let's take a closer look at this creature's incredible design. Forget the delicate fins you see on most fish. The mudskipper's pectoral fins are something else entirely. They're thick, muscular, and articulated, acting less like rudders and more like powerful legs. With these, it can prop itself up, walk across the slick, sticky mud, and even clamber up the gnarled roots of mangrove trees. This agility on land is absolutely critical for its survival. But to conquer the land, you need more than just mobility. You need to see what's coming. The mudskipper's eyes are a true wonder of adaptation, perched high on top of its head like a pair of periscopes. They give it an almost 360-degree view, perfect for spotting predators in the sky or rivals on the ground. But since they don't have eyelids, how do they keep their eyes moist? They've developed a unique solution. They periodically retract their eyeballs back into their sockets, giving them a quick dip in moisture before popping them back out again. It's a strange but effective way to keep their vision clear in the open air. But the real mystery of the mudskipper lies in how it breathes. Any other fish out of water would quickly suffocate as its gills dry out and collapse. The mudskipper, however, has engineered a brilliant workaround. Before venturing onto land, it takes a big gulp of water, holding it within its enlarged gill chambers. This acts like a personal oxygen tank. As fresh air passes over the water inside, oxygen is continuously absorbed, allowing the fish to stay out of the water for extended periods. But that's only half the story. The mudskipper is also a master of cutaneous respiration, meaning it can breathe directly through its skin, just like a frog. For this to work, its skin has to stay wet. This explains one of their most characteristic behaviors, constantly rolling and wriggling in the mud. They're not just playing around, they are performing a vital maintenance task, keeping their skin saturated so they can continue to pull oxygen directly from the air. When the tide recedes, it exposes vast stretches of muddy coastline, and this territory becomes an arena of conflict. For the male mudskipper, these mudflats are his kingdom, and he must defend them with everything he has. Each male stakes a claim to a specific area around his burrow, a burrow that serves as a shelter, a refuge from the sun, and a crucial source of high-oxygen water. Territorial disputes are constant and fierce. A confrontation usually starts with a clear warning. The male will flare his brightly colored dorsal fin, waving it like a battle flag. This is a challenge. If the intruder doesn't back down, the dispute escalates into a physical brawl. The fish push, shove, and snap at each other, using their large heads and muscular bodies as weapons. The winner is often decided not by injury, but by sheer stamina and dominance. The victor stands tall over his defeated rival, reinforcing his right to the territory. Ultimately, all of this fierce territoriality serves one primary purpose: reproduction. After securing his kingdom, the male embarks on his most demanding task. Building a nursery, he tirelessly digs a deep, complex tunnel, usually in a J or U shape, that culminates in a specialized air chamber beneath the surface. This is where the female will lay her eggs, but this chamber presents a grave danger. The oxygen content deep within the waterlogged mud is extremely low, which would be fatal for the developing eggs. This is where the male's greatest sacrifice begins. He must repeatedly travel to the surface, take massive gulps of fresh air, and descend back into the darkness of his burrow. There, he releases this air into the egg chamber, manually pumping life-giving oxygen to the clutch. He performs this exhausting duty for days, sometimes weeks, until the eggs hatch. This dedicated high-effort parental care ensures the survival of the next generation. Finally, when the tiny fry are ready, the male waits for the high tide to return. He opens the entrance to his burrow, and the outgoing currents sweep his tiny offspring out to the relative safety of the open sea. The mudskipper is truly an anomaly of the natural world. It is a living paradox, a fish that defied the very constraints of its aquatic heritage to conquer a new and hostile world. Its incredible adaptations, from its walking fins to its air-pumping nurseries, underscore a fundamental truth about nature. Life always finds a way. And sometimes, that means refusing to be just a fish. Thanks for joining us on this dive into the weird and wonderful. If you enjoyed this journey to the edge of the ocean, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more incredible stories from the natural world. See you next time.